What up, everyone? This episode has been brought to you by Jamhits. Jamhits is a one-stop shop for all of your multimedia needs. Whether you're an artist in need of some studio time, recording a music video, if you're in need of printing out some artwork for your upcoming album, show, or merch, Jamhits is the place for you. We also have many different podcasts and radio shows in which you can promote yourself in the confines of our state-of-the-art studio. I guarantee you, once again, Jamhits is the place for you, so go give them a follow on Instagram. This is for all of my sneakerheads out there. I get all of my sneakers from one place, and that is Inland Empire Sneakers. Are you tired of paying those extra fees on certain websites? Are you tired of missing the beat on the latest drops? Are you tired of your shoe plug being outrageously overpriced? Well, if you answered yes to any of those questions, go give Inland Empire Sneakers a try. That's my primo, and let him know that Santi sent you. Once again, Inland Empire Sneakers on Instagram. Go give them a DM, go follow them, and for an extra discount, let them know your boy Santi sent you. What up, everyone? Welcome to another episode of Santi's Section. Today, my guest, he's a stand-up comic, a podcast host of the Mindbuzz, and along with the CEO of Mindbuzz Media. Correct me if I'm wrong.
I wouldn't know if CEO is the best thing to say.
Founder?
But founder.
Creator, all right.
Of the Mindbuzz Media.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No CEOs, no presidents.
I don't know. No, I understand spreadsheets, but I wouldn't go too far as saying a CEO. What does CEO mean anyway? I don't even know what CEO means, dude.
Chief Executive Officer.
Yeah. No, I'm not an officer. No, I stay away from officers.
Yeah. You got your CEO, COOs, and CFOs.
Right. Chief Financial Officer. Yeah. No, I don't know.
No, okay.
I don't know anything.
Well, thank you for being here, man.
Of course, dude. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no, of course. I've been watching you, and even the clips I see, right off the bat, man, I have to tell you, this is the minute I started seeing clips from your podcast, I was like, man, this is like what a podcast should be. Like, if you look up in the dictionary, what's a podcast, and if it's in the form of a video clip, it's what you do. Oh, really? Yeah.
Cool, man. I appreciate that. It didn't always start off like that, dude. Yeah, it took many years. I think we're on our 4th year of the Mindbuzz. We started right at the heart of the pandemic, and it kind of just evolved, dude. I didn't know it was gonna be a 3-person camera with a producer in the back and co-host. It just evolved each and every time. Yeah,
your producer and co-host does an amazing job too.
Oh, she does.
Yes. Yeah, she does.
Amber, thank you.
We should have brought a mic for her.
Oh, there you go.
But she's in the background cheering us on. But so you started 40 years ago, and obviously I take it that came first before you being a stand-up comic?
Oh, yeah. Yes, the stand-up I've always loved comedy. I've always loved talking. I've always loved conversation, but comedy has always been like that thing in the back of my mind to where I was like, you know what? Like, podcasts are cool, but I feel like I should be doing something else. And comedy it's always been there, but I just never put my foot forward and actually done something about it. Yeah. And I've always talked about it. I've always talked about doing comedy. I've always written jokes. Yeah. But just never went up there and did any of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and the reason why I asked that is because I look at your content and how much you not advertise yourself, but how much gigs you're getting in that field. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's I think about it all the time too. Like, why am I getting booked? Why are these people, No, I think it's just generally just me and Amber talking about this all the time about like how stuff like that happens. And I think it's just a combination of who you are as a person. I mean, I'm no person to be talking about comedy scene. I'm fairly new, but I feel like I've immersed myself enough to just talk about my experience. and throughout my experience is doing the work, writing. A good friend of mine is a stand-up comic. He's been doing stand-up for a few years now, and the 3 things that he says that and I'll give him a shout out, Sandy. What he talks about is stage time, it's networking, and writing. Those are the 3 main things to focus on when you're doing something like stand-up comedy. Yeah,
it sounds very similar to, I mean, everything else we do.
I mean?
Yeah. Of course, the stage presence, it's crucial. I'm a sucker for people with a great stage presence.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah, like, and I've seen some of your content in that field as well. You're funny. You have that cold humor.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Is it?
Yeah.
Is it cold?
Yeah, it's cold. That Selena joke.
Oh yeah.
If you don't mind sharing it, I can't remember it very well, but it was.
You got to come out to one of my shows.
You got to go out to one of your shows.
Check out my Selena joke. Yeah.
Okay.
But honestly, like, just out of all of them, right? I feel like that's the one that everybody remembers.
Yeah.
Like that, everybody remembers my stand-up from that joke, and I still get groans. There's one show in particular about especially with that joke. I got more than half of the crowd. No, less than half of the crowd groaned, but more than half were clapping and cheering because of it. It was weird. It was a weird thing to see because usually you get groans and then you get a couple laughs and that's it. It's a reaction.
So in situations like that where you get that kind of reaction, more groans than people laughing, if you have like, how do you bounce back from that?
It's an emotional state, just like a laugh. A laugh is like a quick emotional state. When you groan or go, oh, like that's also an emotional state. So I treat those groans like a laugh, not necessarily anything negative, because you're still receiving a human emotion from somebody from the crowd. So even if it's a laugh or a groan, I treat it the same.
Yeah.
So I think that's why, like at the end of that joke, like there's a, like you've heard it?
Yes.
Okay, so I double down after like a groan. I double down after that, and I probably gonna lose a couple of people from this, but I have a Kobe thing that I do right after that, and it gets even worse.
Yeah.
Like that Fullerton crowd almost like hung me.
Yeah.
They almost like stapled me to the wall, dude. Like it was crazy, but sometimes you just gotta do it. Nobody else is gonna do it. Nobody has ever touched Selena Quintanilla. Ever. Right? Besides one of her managers. But I'm just saying, like, that has never happened.
Yeah.
And I think there's the pure shock of that.
Yeah.
Nobody else is doing it, so why not do it? I think that's my perspective.
Yeah, and it's a good approach.
Yeah. Well, why not do it? Why not push the boundaries just a little bit?
Yeah.
Just a little bit. Like, what's next? Who else is nobody touching right now? The Jenny Rivera? Maybe Jenny Rivera is going to be the next one that I got. I don't know. Donald Trump? Who knows, dude?
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, that's good shit.
Yeah.
As it should be. You're right.
Yeah. I just push it a little bit more.
Yeah.
Why not?
Push the envelope.
Yeah. No one's doing it.
Yeah.
Got to do it.
That's true.
Yeah.
I'd never realized that. As long as you get some type of reaction or emotion, that's cool.
You got to be clever, but you got to be clever about it. You know what I mean? Like, you can't just go up there and just say crazy shit. Like, you can, but you gotta be smart about it. I think that's where the creativeness comes from. I think that's from sitting down and actually writing, going to open mics, trying out your jokes. Because it doesn't always happen like that. Like jokes, like you have a premise. Yeah. And I'll tell you a little bit about like some of the writing process. You have a premise and you work it out for weeks and weeks and weeks until it's finally sculpted into this thing that works 100% of the time. And sometimes it doesn't work. Yeah. You got to put in the work into it if you really want something to actually happen. You know, that Selena thing, honestly, it didn't, it took a while. I think it took about 6 months to actually refine it, and now it works, and I get a reaction 100% of the time. Whether they hate it or they love it, they always remember it.
Of course.
And I think that's a win.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Right.
Then you get them to hate you more with the Kobe joke.
Yeah. Then I double down on the Kobe.
Oh, man, that's good stuff. And with the podcast and all of that, man, like, and I'm asking this as a student of the game, how much, I know we were chatting a little bit about it before we got on air, but how much has your vision changed? You mentioned that a while ago that it started evolving. What was initially like your goal, and how has that changed?
So obviously from the name of the podcast, the Mindbuzz, I'm super heavy into counterculture and counterculture history. So the way it started was it was going to be a podcast solely talking about psychedelics, psychedelic therapy, just the health benefits of psychedelics, weed culture. So it was in that type of realm of information versus an interview show. Like, I never thought it would be an in-person type of show. That was not my vision at all. Like I knew I wanted to do something along those lines, but looking back 3 years from now, I didn't know that it was going to be this. It just kind of evolved.
Yeah, it's a trip how it happens naturally.
Yeah. And I think letting that, and then knowing that things can change and things evolve for the better for it, instead of letting it happen to you, you're just letting it happen for you.
Yeah, I always trip out on how easy how important it is to have as part of your podcast in form of guests is people from the music community or the music industry. Like, I never envisioned that when I started I had a podcast 2 years ago with some friends. It was just chopping it up about random trending topics, random situations, relationships, things like that. And one artist reached out to me one day, hey, can I be a guest? And everything changed from that moment to where I was like, oh shit, an artist? Okay. Oh, he does hip hop? Okay, that's my cup of tea. You know what I mean?
Right.
So then I delved into that, and then little by little, like they kept doing their own thing. My friends did, and we were trying to build a network. Kind of fell off. We didn't fall off. We're still friends, but we had creative differences. You know what I mean? And it's mind boggling, or it's a trip, dude, that how easy it is to have people that are in the music industry on your podcast, because your girl was just talking to me about how your guys' calendar gets filled.
Yeah. Yeah, especially with because the Mindbuzz is a part of a podcast collective. We're part of a podcast network, and not only they are a podcast network, but they are also a record label. So and it's My Grito Industries and My Grito Podcast Network that we're a part of, and just being a part of that community and that network has allowed us to meet so many different people, to go to so many different concerts, to have press passes, to be VIP. Like me and Amber were just at the Michelada Rumble in Santa Anita, and happens every year. It gets put on by Super Steve Flores from K-Rock. He's part of the network also. And I was driving home thinking about it. I'm like, we were just, in a part of this event, a huge event, one of the first Michelada events that has ever been put on in Southern California. We were part of the event, all because of the podcast. And that's tremendous. Like, who else can say that what you do as a passion gets you to these different experiences in life. Like, not many people can say that, and I'm solely grateful for all this. But it makes me think about all the good things that we're doing with the podcast.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you exemplify the art of podcasting.
It's cool.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
It's crazy because it's not just it's talking, but it's not.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's not like we're on the late night show or anything like that.
Right.
We're just chopping it up.
We're just a couple guys with microphones and cameras, and a guy right here and Amber back there, dude. Yeah. What's up?
That's exactly what it is. I mean, that's what I always envisioned. You know what I mean? As how it should be. I mean, there's no playbook.
Yeah,
you know.
But that's the cool thing, because there's not. There's no rules. There's no. I mean, there can be a culture. I mean, there's a community there, but that just gets all muddled.
It does.
It gets crazy. It's different, but just gotta do what we gotta do and do what we love to do, right? And all the other stuff is just
non-essential.
No, right? Non-essential.
Yeah.
No, it's like an alto worker during the pandemic. Non-essential.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't need makeup. Well, who bought makeup during the pandemic? No. I didn't. Yeah. So I don't know.
The pandemic even changed the dress code at jobs.
Did it really?
I feel like it did.
Yeah.
Yeah, even like watching sports, like basketball. I'm a basketball fan.
All the
coaches stopped wearing suits.
Really?
And then everyone went back to suits after that.
Whoa.
You ever noticed that?
No.
Yeah.
No, I thought you were gonna say that all the ugly employees you still need to wear masks.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. That too.
I think that's a thing.
All the ugly ones, you gotta wear masks.
Yeah.
They still do.
I think
we were in East LA the other day. And we seen this lady. We were getting tacos on the side. It was after a concert, and I was doing some media for one of our friends, and we were getting tacos, and there was this lady that was walking around with like a dictionary, saying she was a lawyer, but clearly she wasn't.
But it was a dictionary.
Oh, it was a dictionary, and she was saying she was a lawyer. And this woman, she looked like about 95 years old, walking around with the dictionary, and she looked like she had like 30 masks on. 30, like there was a lot. Like I didn't know that she had she was running out of ear for another mask. That's how, like, it was like this thick, dude, this thick of like the string that went behind the ear. It was amazing. Like I was like, okay, like, whoa. I wouldn't be able to wear 30 masks. Mm-hmm. I don't know. She deserves a trophy or something for that, dude.
World Book of Guinness.
Yeah, dude.
Mez, what she had in her hand.
Maybe, yeah. She like, check me out.
I'm breaking records, bitch.
What are you doing? Podcasting? Shut up, asshole. What are you doing, dude?
Wearing 40 masks, motherfucker. Catch up.
That's probably what she was doing.
Yeah.
Dude. Heck yeah, dude. And she got food. Like, I'm a sucker. We had to pay for our food, dude. She just walked up there like a G and demanded some food, and she got it, dude.
Fuck.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That was a wild day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, man. Yeah, you see, that's what I meant. It changed the landscape forever.
That's weird. We were talking to a friend of mine, Mario81. He's a DJ, and he was telling me how maybe you can touch on this too, about how the Janet Jackson wardrobe malfunction changed a lot.
Oh yeah.
But that also too, I was trying to think. Okay, so
I think it was scripted though.
Right. Which was my thing too, because we were talking. We went to go watch Lucha Libre and TJ. Mm-hmm. He took me to this crazy Brazilian restaurant, which is freaking delicious, dude. But yeah, Brazilian food and TJ. It was wild. It was delicious. But anyways, we were talking about that. He was telling me how Janet Jackson, that whole ordeal changed like the landscape of what you can and cannot do in media. Radio, TV, sitcoms, everything, right? How that changed a lot, like how it started, like the whole cancel culture. And that was one of my questions that I asked them. Like, do you think that it was a false flag operation? And a false flag operation is when there's an event put in place for the public to steer public opinion or public, pretty much an event set up for propaganda.
I'm glad you're asking that question with regards to false flags and not false flags in other areas of life.
Yeah.
That's a good question to ask.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
Did you see that?
Yeah, I think so.
Like he was telling me that like radio changed, TV changed. I don't know, that one's a wild one.
I mean,
that one's a different one.
It didn't show her nipple. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It didn't. You know, like she was taped up. I think it was fixed.
Also, there was a because of that event.
And it was the biggest platform in the world.
Right. So before that event, TV, like live TV and live radio was live. There was no delay. There was no latency.
Now you have the 7-second delay?
After that, because it happened because of that. Now TV channels and different networks started doing that delay because of that, which was crazy. It didn't show a nipple. No?
It didn't show her nipple.
No.
Google it. You won't find
We have to pull it up.
Yeah, you won't find Janet Jackson's nipple.
You won't find it.
You won't find her nipple.
Yeah, dude. So I don't know. It could happen. I mean, that's one of the things that I talk about is could it be something that they put on TV so they can have. So that's the basis of a false flag is to have this event and change the public's opinion for anything that they or whoever you want to say they is to have
because you're let's say you're a strict parent in that era, you're going to co-sign whatever decision comes out of that steers it in that direction.
Absolutely. So I mean that could be part of it. But it's crazy to think that under the false flag, Janet Jackson for like a false flag. Janet Jackson is the same thing as a false flag of whatever 9/11. Like that's just crazy.
That's crazy. That's true.
Nipple to thousands of people dying. Like you can't. Like there's. There's got to be ways, dude. There's got to be ways.
Yeah, there's got to be ways. You're going to get a shadow banned. Thanks, bro. Hey, it's been fun. Fuck. No, but you're right. You're right. He's right, though.
I don't know. I mean, there's certain...
as they say,
certain things.
As they say, there's levels to this shit, right?
Right.
So there you go. Janet Jackson's nipple and 9/11.
9/11... I don't know, the new conviction of Donald Trump. I don't know. Like it's all, there's levels.
P. Diddy.
It's different. P. Diddy, dude. I don't even know what's going on with P. Diddy, but Drake. Who else? Kendrick. What was going on with that?
Yeah, they had a beef.
Yeah.
It brought life back into people who weren't listening to hip hop anymore.
Even then, too.
Yeah.
But think about that, dude. What if they coerce this whole thing and they're like, hey, Diddy, I think we should, nobody's listening to our music. I think we should get a East Coast, West Coast type of thing started to raise some buzz around us. People love that stuff. People love drama. People love the negative.
That's a lot of fucking music in a matter of fucking 4 or 5 days.
Yeah.
Back and forth.
Oh, that's true. And people are listening. That's the thing. People are listening. They're following the story.
Yeah. Fuck.
There you go. That's something you got to think about. Media. Who controls it?
You know, bro, that's why I like wrestling. Because they tell you the outcome is fucking fixed. You know what I mean? So all you got to get mad at is the execs. Fucker, why'd you pick him?
Okay.
Why does he have the belt?
Right. So since you have the sharpshooters thing right there, sharpshooter is the
finishing move of Bret Hart.
The finishing move of Bret, the Hitman Hart.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, since we're on this false flag thing, what do you think about the Montreal screw job?
I think that shit's a false flag too. Part of me makes me feel that way. Yeah, I kind of feel that way. Bret left the WCW. I mean, this is like some way out shit I'm going to tell you. Bret left the WCW and then all of a sudden he goes there and WCW fucking falls apart and it gets bought out by Vince. I don't know, man.
And for them to okay, so you can even look at the footage of the Montreal screw job. But why? And you know Vince McMahon is micromanaged the WWF and the WWE like the back of his hand. Like nothing got through him. This guy was in charge of cameras, he was in charge of lighting, he was in charge of camera positions. Why would he let Bret the Hitman Hart, his golden goose, do the WCW on a hard camera?
So you're on that shit too then?
Yeah, dude.
Okay.
Of
not
course.
Just me.
Why would he? It makes zero sense.
And
makes zero sense.
And if this shit was real, right? Like if it really played out the way that it's documented, realistically speaking, okay, if you're really into the sport of professional wrestling, you know you're being a little bitch if you're crying about losing. You know what I mean? Especially when you're getting paid big bucks to go somewhere else. Yeah. I don't know, man.
I think he was he didn't want to go out like that. Yeah. It was more than money. It was more than his legacy leaving the WWE. Yeah. I think it was more him losing. Like he didn't want to lose to Shawn Michaels. Mm-hmm. He didn't want to lose to him. They were having these issues back and forth for a very long time. Mm-hmm. And they even try to do I think they even try to do a spot where there was going to be a transitional champion. Yeah. But then Shawn just wanted to be a total jerk. Yeah. And have his arch nemesis go out like the way he did. Yeah. And especially with his own move.
Yeah. With his own move.
That's messed up.
Yeah, it is fucked up.
That's messed up.
Yeah. It's I mean, it's crazy. We're talking about this, 26 years later? It's so fucking fascinating though still. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and it's always going to be fascinating. Yeah. Amber can tell you, dude. Like, I stay up late nights just watching YouTube clips, top 10 of this. Yeah. I've had my WWF, WWE revival within the past 6 months, dude.
For obvious reasons.
And it's just I can't even tell you what's going on in SmackDown and Raw right now. Yeah. But I could tell you what happened in 1998 during the SummerSlam. I can tell you that. I can tell you when SmackDown first started in 1999. Yeah. But as far as it right now, I don't watch it right now.
Yeah. I'm a casual right now. Yeah. You know what I mean? I still keep up with it during WrestleMania season, but okay. Like to tell you what happened this last week, I can't tell you now that you mentioned about history and knowing what happened back then. My brother and I, that's what we do late night. Sometimes we'll send each other TikTok videos of like old wrestling matches, or he'll send me he'll be like, hey bro, I got a trivia question for you. I'm like, what's up? Go ahead, hit me with it. And I'm like, damn, who was it? This? Was it that? Oh, cool. We do things like that. That's my brother awesome, and I, dude. Yeah. That's awesome. We were fanboys like that with the whole trivia thing. But shifting direction, before we got on, you said you're a foodie. Like you like horchatas, churros, all that. Have you thought of like documenting any of that, or have you documented?
I have on my personal.
On your personal.
I don't do it on the podcast as much, or on the podcast page, but on my personal page at Gilbillydelic on Instagram, I do. They're not really food reviews. They're just places. They're just 1 minute reels of places that I've been to in the past few weeks, and I try to put a video out at least once a week with good shots of the food.
Yeah.
It's not really a review because we just talked about this on the Mindbuzz about all these Yelpers and stuff. I'm not like that. I'm not. I've been in the food industry for 8+ years, and I get it.
Yeah.
Like I get it. Like when you get a bad review, it sucks, dude.
Yeah.
Because that's your life. That's your livelihood right there. No, I don't do that, but I try to put at least one reel of a cool place that I visited. Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah, what stands out to you in recent times?
Let's see. The most recent one that is not out is Goodfellas Pizza in Whittier, California. Oh my God, dude.
Yeah.
The pizza was delicious. They had 2 types of pepperonis on top of the pizza. The wings were good. They weren't they're just good old wings, nothing crazy, nothing fancy. But what really stood out was the aesthetic and the branding. And I think that's what we kind of go towards in looking for a spot is branding, art, food, obviously, but that's not the whole thing. It's and the whole aesthetic of a restaurant. And their place, if you are a Goodfellas, like the movie.
Yeah.
Like the movie, I didn't know that. Like when I seen it, and Amber was like, "Hey, let's go check out this place. Let's go." I go, dude, and I'm like, "Whoa! Like what's in here?" There was pictures everywhere of all the good, like the movie Goodfellas. Who's the director? Is it Martin Scorsese?
I believe it is Scorsese.
Yeah, I think so. I don't think so, but
no.
Fred something Capopola or whatever. I don't know. Capricorno. I don't know, but. The cool thing was it was branding based on the movie.
Oh, shit.
And on the side of the box, which I need to take a picture of it. On the side of the box, it said, "Pizza slices bigger than what's the short one? Joe Pesci."
Yeah.
So on the branding of the box, it said. Pizza slices bigger than Joe Pesci.
Shit.
It was funny.
And the food was good.
The food was good. There's pictures everywhere. Yeah. We were even inside the restaurant and they were playing the movie.
Oh, wow.
On one screen, they were playing the movie. And on the other screen, we were watching like another mobster movie. So the whole thing, the whole branding of the Goodfellas place was a mobster vibe, but it's a pizza place.
You ever been to Lucha Libre Tacos in San Diego?
Have we?
No,
we've been to this other one in no, I haven't.
No? Oh, okay.
I don't think so. No, huh?
Well, the way you described it right now, that's what reminded me of that because it's like all Lucha Libre.
Oh, that's
based,
cool.
They have like a little ring in there.
Really?
Yeah, they have the championship belts. They sell the Rey Mysterio keychains. It's like that, and they have it's all murals all around.
Really?
Yeah, it's a little tiny spot. The spot's probably as big as this room.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
And their fountain drinks. And I've seen this other places too online, but this is the first place I ever seen it. It has like iced tea as a picture of iced tea. Ice Cubes as a picture of Ice Cube.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
that's
it has things like that. Yeah.
So it's like little details like that, like spots like that are awesome. Like we don't. I try to at the beginning of like this whole food recording journey. I try to stick to burgers.
Yeah.
But now I'm just going to places that I love. So the last burger spot we went to was also in towards La Habra. It was in La Mirada. It was called Crunch Burger, spelled with a K. And those things are amazing.
Really?
Yeah.
Best burger spot I've been to is Hodad's in San Diego.
Okay. San Diego. You got some good spots down there?
Yeah, there's a couple spots out there. Hodad's is good. There's a Guy Fieri burger at that spot. Guy Fieri made a burger there.
Really?
Very
did he
good.
visit there?
Yeah, he did.
So he went there and then he made a burger.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Imagine being the best thing out of whatever you're doing and you go to a spot and you just like, okay, everything's good here, but I'm gonna make my own.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make my own and leave you my like it's good, but
Let me make it better.
let me have one that's with my branding on it.
Yeah.
That guy's a genius, dude.
Yeah, he is.
His hair, like, dude, come on.
Fucking flaming.
Is he still around? Is he still doing that?
I think he is, or I think he retired. I think he got sick, if I'm not mistaken.
He did.
A lot of those dudes get sick.
Well, yeah, no shit. Yeah. Look at all the food he's eating, dude.
Fucking be careful, Gil.
I know.
Stick to vegan delights.
Hey, for a long time I was doing that when I was vegan for a long time too. Yeah. I was like 2014, 2016. I was vegan for a long time. And I was doing that too. I was vlogging, I was doing the whole Instagram thing. I had like before the foodie thing was cool. Yeah. I was doing it, almost 10 years ago. But then I kind of, after stopped being vegan, I just stopped it.
Yeah. Damn. Yeah. If you would have stuck to that, bro, you'd have been the fucking pioneer of the vegans. You see how big that movement is now?
Yeah. Well, actually, it's kind of slowly tumbling.
Yeah. You think so?
I think it reached a certain point to where I was like, okay, this is good, but it's not very sustainable. Like there's this this happened just recently. There was this vegan spot in LA. There's a whole other different chains of this vegan spot, and they changed their business model. So they're no longer vegan. They're now they changed their business model to cruelty free. They changed it from that to farm to table. So they changed their whole mission statement. They're not vegan. They eat eggs now. They eat meat. But as long as it's sourcefully sustained ingredients.
That's interesting.
When this thing came out, dude, I went straight to the comments. I think with anything this I guess important in any type of magnitude, gotta go to the comments, dude. Gotta comments. People were hating. But I mean, again, there's people on both sides.
Yeah.
Right. Vegans saying, well, this is like, why even just like some of them were just saying, I can't believe I supported you for, 10 years, X amount of years. I can't believe this. Yeah. But then other people were just saying, hey, times are changing. Right. They're going back. Veganism is I think it's sustainable for certain people, but not everybody.
I agree.
Like anything, just any diet.
I have a very good friend. She's like hardcore, and that's like her. I don't even think she'll take offense to it. I'll call it her religion. You know what I mean? But you're right. It's not sustainable for everybody.
Yeah. I mean, it could, it can be. I think it's just it comes down to the person, and I guess their reasoning behind doing something and this life change, like this lifestyle, because it's a lifestyle.
It is.
Like are you, and in the vegan community, there's different types of vegans.
There is, bro. There's the hardcore ones. Like I can't. I could be a vegan, but I shouldn't be wearing these shoes.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. There's fashion vegans. Yeah. There's environmental vegans. There's food vegans. There's raw vegans that just eat raw food, no soy-based products. So.
But they'll do psychedelics.
Yeah, why not? Hey, they're not tested on animals. As long as it's not the DMT from the toad, we're good.
There we go.
Yeah.
You heard it. Oh man, this is a new breath of fresh air.
Cool, man.
I appreciate you.
Of course.
We've definitely, I'm sure there's gonna be a part 2. You know what I mean? If you ever want to join us again, we're here. You know where to find us. It's been a pleasure meeting you. Pleasure meeting Amber, and I look forward to. I would love to hit one of your shows one of these days.
Yeah, dude, come on, dude. It's fun. Yeah. They're fun.
You guys are out there in LA, but now I'm at a stage in my life where our daughter could be babysat. She's not like,
Oh yeah.
So wifey and I have our date nights now after like X amount of years.
There we go, dude.
But anything else you'd like to say, man?
Let's see. I have a live podcast. If you are in the Southeast LA, area of Los Angeles, Southeast LA, in the city of Paramount, we have a live podcast. We got tons of great comedians that sign up for the show, and we have a panel. I host mainly, and the two panelists that we have this month is Sandy and also C's Reynoso. And you might know those names because they are both roast tournament champions at the Ontario Improv. So these are Inland Empire roast champions. And it's going to be wild. It's going to be a great time.
And this is June what?
This is June 28th in the city of Paramount at Horchateria. Check it out.
Horchateria.
Yeah.
All right. And any other shout outs, plugs you'd like to drop?
Just the Mindbuzz, at the Mindbuzz on Instagram, and check out our YouTube channel. We got shows live every Thursday. Also live on Tuesday nights and every other Thursday. All the new episodes are exclusively now on YouTube. And if you are a Spotify listener, you'll get them in the next couple of weeks. All right. Check out our YouTube channel at Mindbuzz Media.
Yeah. Earlier, bro, we talked about there's levels to this shit, bro. I love everything you do. I'm a fan. And I'm looking forward to building in the future. All right.
I'm looking forward to looking forward, dude.
You're looking forward to looking forward.
Appreciate it, man.
All right,
Thank
brother.
you.
All right.
Appreciate it.
Thank you,
everybody. See you guys. Thank you.